Surrounded by the iSimangaliso Wetland Park, it's no surprise that the northern KZN town of St. Lucia is peppered with hippo warning signs. While these water-wallowing gargantuans generally stick to the estuary during the day, under the cover of night, they sneak into town to graze on juicy lawns.
Never seen a hippo walking down the street before. That is unbelievable.
Tandi Shabalala has lived in this town for 12 years.
We call them eco-mowers now because they will graze our lawns, trim them, and also make sure that they leave their dung to ensure that there's growth for the future.
Occasionally, a hippo will even wander the streets in broad daylight. In May, this big fella, known by the townsfolk as Scarface, plodded through the town looking for something to munch. Xander Combrink is a conservation scientist and an expert on hippo behavior.
Possibly we're sitting with the most habituated hippos in the world in St. Lucia, and the people in St. Lucia understand that and respect that. And as long as there's that respect, then there's no reason why that should lead to any negative incidences.
iSimangaliso is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and home to approximately 800 hippo.
Hippos are socially actually schizophrenic because in the day they are extremely social. They are by far the most social hoofed animals, lying on each other, touching each other, very strong bonds in the water during the day.
But at night, they will come out of the water and wander as much as 15 kilometers inland looking for food on their own.
Except the females will have the young with them.
Skipper and guide Warwick Krige knows these waters and the critters that live here well. He's been bringing tourists here for almost 2 decades. We came across a pod of hippos on the banks. They seemed nervous, probably because they'd been caught out of the water and felt exposed. After some eyeballing from both hippo and human, the female and her calf made a dash for it. The rest followed in a hippo stampede.
When they're on the bank, you'll find one of them suddenly taking fright and getting into panic mode, and he'll go dashing off into the water, and the one panic would set the whole lot off.
Hippopotamuses love water, which is why the Greeks named them river horse. But they actually can't swim very well. Instead, they walk or bounce along the bottom of the river.
What they do is just release air, go down onto the bottom under the water, and they can run along the bottom with their weight taking them down, or project themselves along by kicking with their forelegs, and they tend to bring their 2 shorter front legs to their sides and project themselves along underwater, and a hippo can travel up to about 25 kilos an hour underwater.
They even give birth in the water.
And they actually go down underwater and drink from the mother. She has an udder similar to a cow, hold their breath, come up for a breath, and then go down and drink again, which is quite fantastic.
These little hippo are about 4 months old. While the one suns itself on mom's back, the other little guy pesters his to move into shallower water so that he can drink.
A mother was lying in shallow water, little baby drinking from her, and half her body was out of the water, and we just saw these 2 little legs going paddle, paddle, paddle out of the water while the little baby was vertically down below drinking,
Hippo calves weigh nearly 45 kilograms at birth, and each female has only 1 calf every 2 years.
Hippos have a surprisingly short pregnancy of about 8 months compared to elephants, which is 22 months, and I think rhinos are about double that, about 16 months.
And here's a really interesting fact about hippos. They can sometimes turn pink while sunbathing, but it's not because they're getting sunburnt. Their skin secretes an oily red substance.
It's a natural sunblock which comes out of their skin and prevents them from being sunburnt.
The oldest hippo fossil, found in Kenya, dates back 20 million years. Sadly, today, they are listed internationally as a threatened species.
The main threat to hippos are habitat destruction, habitat transformation, and then illegal killings of hippos.
At least here, In the iSimangaliso Wetland Park, hippos are protected and humans have found a way to live in harmony with them. The third largest land animal on Earth.